Hi, it's Heather. Right, I have done a little bit more on this soft envelope cover journal, and I thought I'd show you what I've done and then just add another couple of little bits. I didn't film it because I just wanted to get it done, but I'll add a couple of bits while you're on today. So what I've done, still haven't added the beads, but I have just added a little stamp on there, and this postage stamp was absolutely perfect. And it's got a picture of a castle on it, and I just thought, oh, that's so lovely, but it was the colour that I got, and I just did a little bit of a stamp there, and I might add something on the bottom. So here I have just added a couple of envelopes from the digital set. So again, just using the images from the blossoms that I did. So I've just done a couple of those little tiny envelopes because I love little tiny envelopes. So they're just inked around and then tucked into the belly band like that. And then you could add journaling or little tiny photos or some ephemera. Then the two tags, all I did was just add a fussy cut image, not particularly close fussy cut, just because of the elaboracy of the image, and just a little tiny bit of lace on the bottom there. And I did pretty much the same on that one with just a different image. So that's nice and simple. It's not, it doesn't protrude, so obviously you can write and journal on there or add a photograph. So that's that, and it was the right thing to do, backing it on that card, because they're lovely and stiff now, so that's good. Just added a little sentiment on there, and I'm going to pop something on there. I did make a bookmark. I'm not entirely sure whether I'm happy with it, but I printed off on that lovely pink paper, I printed off a lattice design, and then I lined it with some purple that comes with one of the Blossom digital kits, a purple one, and just added a little image in there of a bee and just stuck that in. And then I added again some of the purple Blossom, a bit of lace, and then just an image that was printed off on some vellum, but it's sort of got a shimmery look to it. I don't know whether you can see that. So that's a journaling, and obviously I've inked on it, so that's very shabby. Like I say, I'm not entirely sure I'm pleased with that, but it goes nicely in here. So it's nice and stiff, and you could easily add journaling into there, so that's quite good. And then that just pops in there and just sits out a little bit so you can see that it belongs in there. And then in this little bit we just added the little envelope and decorated that before, and all I've done is just add a bit of the same printed paper on the inside, and then I just cut out some pretty printed paper so that there's plenty to journal on. That's been inked, and then again just a couple of images from the Blossoms digital printables, so they just took in there, and that's quite cute, and that works quite well. Even though it is slightly raised, it's not too bad, so that does go in there. Just have to make sure that the belly bands are lifted up properly. Then in here was the larger envelope, and I've decorated that with just some lace and similar paper. Actually it was an offcut from that one. Just stamped it, and I can't help myself, I had to add some of the glitter tool and the little sequin flowers because I love them. Then I popped a little image of a butterfly on the back. Well, it could be a moth, couldn't it? I'm not entirely sure. Stamped it, added a bit of lace, and then again using the similar paper that I printed off before, and that needs inking actually, so that's just basically just a bit of writing paper for someone to write on, and that's the printable for the blossoms. So they just tuck in there, so plenty of space to journal on. I must remember to ink that piece of paper. So then that tucks in there. I have to be very careful tucking things back because of all the lace and little bits sticking off. So what I wanted to do very quickly, I pulled out a couple of little bits from my stash. I thought on here I wanted to pick out some of the pink. So I'm just going to add a couple of these little tiny die cuts, just layered up here, so that just picks out the pink. So I'm going to add those, and then I'm going to pop those on the other page. So let's pop some glue, and of course I didn't have the pin in, so that's going to be difficult now, isn't it? Oh, there we go. I think that's going to work. So I'll just lay this one up first. I hope you're well. It's been an absolutely glorious day here today. I was working most of the day, most of the morning, and sort of early afternoon, and then got to spend a little bit of time just sat in the garden for a little while. My eldest has gone out tonight with some friends. My youngest is downstairs. I can't be on long because I've got to get the youngest in the bath. She's got somebody coming over tomorrow to play in the garden. And we're going to hopefully put the tent up in the garden. It was a little bit windy tonight, so even though it was absolutely beautiful weather, it was just a bit gusty. So we didn't put the tent up. My husband's got to go to the garage loft anyway to retrieve it. But then we're going to put the tent up tomorrow morning, we've decided, instead. Because it's nice for the kids to play in a tent in the garden. And they've got some sunshine, but obviously they can then get out of the sunshine if they need to, just for a bit of protection, and they like to do role play and stuff like that. Right, that looks really nice. I love the way those colours just pick out that pink, so that's nice. Right, so next one I was thinking to put this in here as a tuck spot, so not a pocket per se, but just so that you could just quickly tuck a little tag or something in there, so it will be open on that side, I think. So I'm just going to stick that down. Or actually, I did think about popping this on here, so I think I'll do that, and then I'll stick it down. So what I need to do, I'll just cut that down the centre. And then I'll have to neaten that up, and then just cut that out there. Lovely, I like that, so we'll just stick this down now. I can't believe we're June already. I don't know where this year has gone. I say this every year, but it does seem to be flying by particularly. And it's obviously it's half term here at the moment, so that's really nice because I've got both the children off. My eldest has actually finished school now, although she'll be going back to further her studies in September. She's actually finished with the usual school right now. So that's nice because it means that we'll get to spend a little bit of time together while my youngest is at school still. actually see the glue through that. And I'm going to add something else, I think, on there, but we can stick that down along those two sides. And that will just make a nice little tuck spot. I'd got these little items already in my stash, ready to go, and I'd actually picked them out because I was sort of using this sort of thing for the pastel journal, which is also incomplete. So it was all ready to go. So I've got them all. I'll show you my little stash. I've got them all sort of tucked away in these little pockets. Punched pockets. They're super. They're so helpful for just being able to pick up a colour and go for it. So I've just found some little frames as well. Unfortunately they're a little bit too big to go in this journal. I really quite like that green though. That's really pretty, isn't it? But I think they're going to be a bit too big, so I'm going to pop those away. But I have got some lovely paper here. The only thing with these punch pockets, you do have to be careful, because when you're sort of handling them, it's very easy to sort of tip over and accidentally spill the contents all over the place. Now we have got quite a bit of the old polka dot going on, so I'm thinking maybe layer up a little bit of that with those little flowers. That would look cute. Can you see that? I've just been jabbering on and things are out of shot. I think that's actually a little bit, that's a bit of the scrapbook paper that I used. So it is scrapbook paper, it wasn't a printable. So that's actually what I used on the inside of the book. And there you go, little scraps. So what shall we do with that then? We need to layer that up, but do we want a little bit of pink in there as well? Or is that overdoing it? Actually I do quite like the pink, but I think we'll stick with the blue because there's quite a lot of blue on this page. I might keep a little bit of that out though. So, to put this on here, I sort of want a shape, don't I really? You know what would be nice? Maybe a little heart or something. I might just grab my heart punch. If I've got it to hand. No, but there is a butterfly. I bet that would be cute. Shall we do that? Right, I like that there, but now I'm thinking I want maybe something behind it. I think that might be just a little bit too small. Let's just cut the one flower out. That's cute, but it just looks a bit random on its own. So what shall I put there? I do have these little sentiments that I did as part of one of the printables. They're quite nice, they're little tiny strips. And again, that's the blossom, isn't it? So let's just cut these out. I just love it when you have strips of coordinating card. It's the same sort of thing as having a scrap bag or scrap box, something like that, but that it's all coordinated, so it's there for you already. So I really like this idea of having the different colours and pictures close to each other in just little strips. I just think it looks really cute. and it appeals to me because everything's there. I can just pick it up and just run with it. Now that actually makes a really cute little tag, doesn't it? I think that would look really cute as a little tag. Actually, it would look really nice laid up on there as well, wouldn't it? It seems a shame to just cover all that doily that I've just put down. So I might, what am I going to do? I could layer that up onto something. I just spotted another, maybe use a little bit of pink. I actually quite like that one at the bottom. Now have I made that too busy? Yes, I'm thinking I probably have. Just too much, isn't it? But I do like that now. Oh, I don't know, goodness. Maybe if I cut. No, definitely not. So I don't know what I'm going to do now. I like that. I like the colour. That's cute. Now that doesn't go. And that doesn't go either. So do I stick with the pink? You could spend hours, couldn't you, doing this? And some of us do. I think I like that. I'm going to lay that up before I spend another 2 hours pondering. I think what I might do actually is add some gems or something like that. So now my butterfly doesn't work, I don't think, although I do like the colour of it. So now I don't know what I'm going to put on there, but I do quite like these, and I might actually layer those up as little tags. So I'll just cut these down. and they can go in there. And I still need something to go on here, but I'm thinking now, I think maybe a gem or something like that. Okay, I'm back. I did add some faux pearls after messing around for some considerable time. I just put them just down the side there. So I added another little strip of paper, and I've just put the butterfly at the top because I think that looks cute. And again, just to, I think, complement the pink, though it's not quite the same colour, I'm thinking maybe just pop some rickrack down at the bottom of this page and a little tiny cut out there, although I'm not entirely sure about that colour, so I might put that to one side and just find a colour that works particularly with that pink. In fact, I might just die cut some out of that particular card. I'll just add some 3-in-1 craft glue to the bottom here and add the rickrack. I like the idea of adding a sentiment. I quite like that. The best things in life, maybe on the edge there. So I think I will do that. I think I'll just, really should have guillotined this. I'll just ink that up so it matches with the rest of the purple. My husband popped up and started talking. Apparently he fell asleep in the loft. He's trying to get the tent down, and he did get the tent down, but he said it was so warm that he sort of just fell asleep. Probably just sat down for a minute. That's funny. I had absolutely no idea, so I probably wouldn't have found him till, well, goodness knows when. Good job it was only a quick snooze. Okay, so we'll add that with some of the Cosmic Shimmer glue. So apparently the tent is available now, so we can put that up tomorrow. It's nice last year because obviously everything was locked down last year. We couldn't go anywhere. We put the tent up for several days and just pretended to camp in the garden, which was nice. But I've probably said in a previous video, our garden isn't particularly large. So a tent for a family does take up quite a large proportion of the garden, so it's not really practical to keep it up all the time. I like the blossom tag as well. Spring blossom warmth love. Just use that as a little tag. Just take some of that off. I've got these little cutouts here. That's quite nice. I'll just pop those in there and then they can be cut out. Right, I'm not going to use that now. And I do like that, but I'm not convinced the colour is quite right. And also I haven't cut it out particularly well either. So I do want something there, but now I need to find another die cut or something. Let's see. I don't think I've got anything that would work, and I do like the pink. I've got these obviously the flowers like I used before. So that's that one. So I could put that there. I'll just leave it flat. I think I've got that style as well, but I actually prefer that one. I could do with one in that colour, slightly smaller. I don't think I've got a smaller one. Or have I? I have. I had a whole... Oh, that's quite pretty, isn't it? I had a whole pad of some rainbow coloured papers, 12 by 12s, and I don't 12 by 12 scrapbook these days, certainly not very often anyway, although I have dug out a load of photos, so I do need to. I think I'll do that. So I thought, you know what, this would be brilliant. I'll be able to use it and just die cut loads of flowers and leaves in different colours. That's nice, I quite like that as well. I think I'll keep that out. And it's that slightly textured, like linen textured, which I quite like. I think I'll put those on there, and I'll just cut that wasn't very neat. I think I'll cut that bit off. And we'll add that on the bottom, because that's cute as well. I was trying to find my seam binding earlier. I've got absolutely no idea what I've done with it, because I did want to add some seam binding, but I don't know where I've put it. I found plenty of silk ribbon, but just no seam binding. It's bizarre, isn't it? I don't know what I've done with it. It's not in my ribbon area, so whether I've taken it downstairs and maybe put it in a playroom or something, I don't know. I need to have a really good look. Just adding a little bit of ink to the edges of this. I'm not going to make them dimensional, I'm just going to stick them down. Yeah, so goodness only knows what I've done with my seam binding. I did find a lot of ribbon, but it's just not, it's not quite the right look. That's cute, let's go with that. I have got some of that, the Hug Snug in the natural shade, the cream, so I think I'm going to have to do some dyeing anyway. But it's a bit annoying because I know it's out there somewhere. Now, because I've put this on here, that page is looking a little bit bare, isn't it? Yeah, I like that. But we've got to do something now about that middle page. I'm going to end up getting ink over everything, aren't I? So what am I going to put in here? I have no idea. Some seam binding down the side would look nice, wouldn't it? But I don't know what to do instead. So I think I might have to leave it at that for now until I find something to add. I suppose I could pop a little bit of lace, but okay, in the absence of seam binding, because I think this would look really cute, just sort of popping out there, we're going to use some pom-pom trim and put it there, because that just adds another cute texture. But I'm thinking, will that be better on the edge or just there? I think probably just there sort of adds a nice alternative pop of colour. Is that going to be too bulky? Still closes. I think that should be okay. Well, let's give it a go, shall we? Make sure we've got just the right amount, and I'll take that fuzzy bit off the top. Right then, where's that 3-in-1 craft glue? There we go. Hopefully this will stick and hold it well. I do like to add a bit of fabric and texture to my journals, and I know it might make it slightly more difficult to close, but I just really love the dimension and the texture, the softness, the contrast. Just love it. Oh, I love that. Oh, that is absolutely perfect. Super. Right. So that's overhanging at the top and the bottom. But doesn't that look gorgeous? I love it. Okay, so it's not, there's not anything else on here, so someone could easily add a photo if they wanted to, couldn't they? Yeah. But just add a couple of words on there. We'll use that to frame a tag or something. Got these cute little tuck-ins here, and those flowers there, and then the best things in life quote. So that's really good. I like it. It's going really well so far. And I've still got to add the beads to the end of the cord. So that's brilliant. I'm really pleased with the way it's coming on now. It's starting to look a lot more exciting, a lot more me. So, because it was looking a bit plain to start with. So while it's definitely not perfect, I've been learning from this, because I haven't ever used an envelope like this to do a cover like this. I tend to do the hard covers, so it has definitely been a learning curve, because obviously so the way it folds and how much you can get in it, you can't get a great deal in these, can you, these folding little folios, but I just think that looks really nice now. I just love that. I love the way it looks on the inside, and I love the little envelopes. So that's really cute. So I'm really pleased with that. So it's nearly finished now. So I'm really pleased. I've nearly done. I've nearly completed a project. How amazing. Right, so I think I'll leave it there, because I've got to go and get the small person in a bath. So thanks ever so much for joining me. It was a bit of a waffly one. I just came on really because I'd started to add some bits when I was on camera and you were with me, so I thought it might just be nice to sort of move it along a little bit while I had a few minutes tonight. So thanks for joining me. Do give me a thumbs up if you don't mind, I would appreciate that, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care, bye.